Alex, aka Significant Brother, with the first single, Temporary Phase. Temporary phase is about those times you find yourself feeling low, feeling down, in a bit of a funk. We've all been there. Maybe it's due to personal anxieties or a stressful job or an unhealthy relationship. The song itself is supposed to serve as a reminder to you, and especially me, that those are just temporary phases. The song is kind of moody and minor key and dark, juxtaposed with a little bit of optimism in the lyrics. I wanted to pop open the hood of this Ableton session to show you a little bit of the mixing and production for Temporary Phase. This is the very first song that I completely tracked, recorded, and mixed in Ableton after exclusively working in Pro Tools for the past 15 years. So if I'm going through this and you see something that looks absolutely ridiculous, like, Alex, why did you do that? I don't know any better, so feel free to leave me tips down below. I'm an old dog, but I'm happy to learn some new tricks. On the master bus, this is what I sent to Ian Sefcik at Dark Sky Mastering, who did a fantastic job mastering. I have the SSL comp, which is providing a little bit of glue, pulling off 3 to 4 dB on the entire mix. And I have the Waves Abbey Road TG mastering channel. I'm not using anything on this final mastering plugin aside from the stereo spreader, which to my ears is one of the most musical stereo spreaders, provides a little bit of width without causing any sort of like weird phasing issues. The drums are a blend of samples and drum loops combined with real drums that Austin Ward, my brother and go-to drummer, performed. It was actually from a different song from a different project, The Noise FM. Austin performed drums on Feels So Good is the name of the song. These are the drums in that particular song. These are recorded in Pro Tools. I bounced them all down to one stereo stem and repurposed them for this song. So we got, a lot of bang for a buck on that drum track. On the drum bus, probably have way too much going on here. We've got the SSL channel doing some work. We've got the Abbey Road vinyl plugin, providing a little bit of tape distortion. Yeah, the input's cranked and the drive's cranked up just a little bit, providing some grit. We've got an additional tape plugin, which this Universal Oxide tape recorder plugin has become my go-to tape plugin. Then we've got the Abbey Road TG mastering plugin, providing a little bit more stereo width on the drums. A little bit of EQ on the high end and boosting the lows a little bit. And then the final thing on the drum bus is the BX sub filter, providing some tight low 50 hertz punch and a little bit more low end boost. Here's without any plugin. And here's all the plugins back activated. Adding quite a bit of brightness and a little bit of distortion. Let's take a look at the pads section. On the pad bus, I've got the RC20 providing some tape color. Looks like I'm wobbling it quite a bit to give it a little bit more of a tape, organic, analog feel. I've rolled off a lot of low end. This song was getting very bass, kick drum and bass heavy the farther the song was moving along, and it needed some more high end that I had to keep on adding as the production developed. Take a look at the crystal pad, a little shimmer to make it feel a little more open and airy in the choruses. A nice element of this song is the arpeggiated loop. This provides a nice movement and momentum in a few sections of the verses. Take a look at the bass. Oh, we got a lot going on the bass. The bass was tracked directly into the Universal Apollo SVT Ampeg emulator, followed by the distressor on the opto setting, which pulled off just a little bit of the peaks in my inconsistent and jagged bass playing that I'm known for. The very first plugin we've got going is the side chain being activated by the kick drum, which is kind of pulling down the bass every time that kick is hitting. I was having a lot of trouble in the low end with the bass and the kick drum battling for space. This kind of cleared up a little bit of the mud and provided a little more space for both the bass and the kick. That is followed by the SSL channel, providing quite a bit of top end, a little bit of compression. A little micro shift is adding a little bit of a chorusing effect. Decapitator, providing some distortion and some harmonic information, helping it cut through a little bit. And then finally, that's all followed by the glue compressor, which is just kind of adding a little bit more compression at the end of that entire chain to the bass to keep it in place. Let's take a look at the guitars. Guitar high is providing a little bit of shimmer in the choruses. This was tracked using the Electro Harmonix Canyon Delay shimmer effect. On that channel, we've got an RCT20 providing quite a bit of distortion, a little bit of tape wobble, and we've got a tremolator adding some more movement and vibe to it. Our main guitar, SSL channel, a little bit of micro shift chorusing, and Altar Boy with the format pulled down just a little bit and the drive cranked up to give it a little bit of a weird attitude, a little kind of a more interesting and unique texture than just a clean guitar. Guitar stabs. I don't know how that sounds good in the song or if it even does. Okay, clearly an Altar Boy is having trouble catching what those notes are supposed to be. Oh yeah, those things are all over the place. Right, but they made it in the song. Good for them. Guitar chorus. Oh, that's dreamy. That's dreamy. We got a nice little Echo Boy going. RC20, once again, doing a lot of work. Adding quite a bit of wobbliness to give it that kind of analog broken tape feel. Gorgeous. Good stuff. And we've got another round of guitar highs. Like I said, the song was getting pretty weighty, and I kept trying to find ways to introduce some higher frequency material. Once again, RC20 taking off a lot of the low end, giving it a little bit more high-end bite. All right, let's take a look at the horns, which is doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this tune as well. The horn bus has an RC20, an Echo Boy, distressor, and then a glue compressor at the end to kind of keep it all in place. The horns are a combination of samples that are clearly all cut up and a mix of a MIDI kind of brassy synth horn and a piano that I forgot was in there. Last but not least, let's take a gander at the vocals. On our vocal mix bus, we've got an SSL. We've got our de-esser pulling down those harsh S's that I'm known for. We've got a little micro shift providing a little bit of a chorusing effect. Maybe my all-time favorite plugin, the tape delay J37. I use this for saturation. I crank up the input a little bit to provide some color. And then the feedback and slap delays are two of the most musical delay settings of any delay. I use this on almost every track that I've mixed or worked on. The J37 makes multiple appearances. Great plugin. So that's a quick look at the mixing of Temporary Phase, the first single from Significant Brother, out right now on The Record Machine. You can follow Significant Brother at Instagram, Significant Brother. You can find it on Spotify or at therecordmachine.net. This is the first of many songs to come. If you've got questions, comments, tips, feedback, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll talk to you real soon. We should